was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. When you go to bed at night, you lay there and you take responsibility for yourself, because nobody's going to take responsibility for you.
For that quarterback situation, and then you've got people telling you, your friends, saying that you can't make it. It just shows that some of the stigmas that have been against us for so many years are showing that they were just stigmas. See, like, a black quarterback can never make it in college or professional. Everything is opening up now.
It's not just that black quarterbacks are guys. What you have now is franchise elite passers.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent thousands of racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.
Yo, what is go? Hold on. Y'all had to know it was coming. Y'all had to know it was coming. Y'all had to know. Check me out. Y'all had to know it was coming. So now that I got my loading out the way, I'm gonna turn it in the back and we're gonna get to going. So what's going on? If this is your first time here, you might not know I'm a LeBron fan. I've done series about LeBron. I'm gonna link that at the top. Well, let's get into this black quarterback series. Let's get started. We're gonna start with Cam Newton, and then we're gonna go to the Ravens, and then after that it'll be rapid fire. So this might not be very long. Pretty simple week for us. Deshaun didn't play, and Kyler didn't play, but we had drama. We had the Ravens in Pittsburgh, and we had Cam trying to come up off that awful performance that he had. So let's get into it. So we're gonna start with Cam. As y'all can see at the beginning, Cam fumbled the ball at like the 5-yard line. That would have tied the game up. Cam just can't get it together, man. I'm not gonna sit here and bash Cam. That's for Colin and for all the white media to do. But they have nobody. The reason Cam was 15 for 25, 174 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. I'm going to find the roster for New England. Julian Edelman didn't play today, and I'm gonna just show y'all the receivers on Cam's roster, and you tell me what receiver that he should have thrown to have a better game, because this is ridiculous. Talking about Cam. How bad Cam played bad last week. I will give you that. Cam played bad last week. He didn't play well the week before that, but he had COVID. We all know what COVID is doing to the world and all that, right? So I don't understand why we're not giving Cam. Doesn't deserve a pass, but like I said last week, these are not excuses, these are reasons. So his reasoning to me is he had COVID. He looked a lot better this week against a much better opponent. So there was rumors going out. Now, I'm not sure if this is a credited source or not, but you can tell just by his body language in the press conference that he was crying, that he had cried previously. We all know how that looks. So I'm gonna show y'all the press conference. I might not let y'all hear the sound, but I'm gonna show y'all the press conference on how he looked. He looked defeated, man. He also had 9 attempts for 54 rush yards and a touchdown. So he played well. He just made that one mistake, man. He made that one mistake that really cost him the game. They're 0-4 since he came back, but like I said, COVID and him having to recover from COVID and all that. So I like what I'm seeing from Cam. It was just that one mistake. That one mistake. I saw old Cam today. He got through the defenders. He was dealing, but he was brushing the ball, doing what Cam does best. He was playing well, and then they were going. If Cam doesn't fumble, they win that game because they were driving. They was about to score. It's just a tough situation for Cam. Really, really tough situation for Cam. And somebody on TV said a nugget that really stuck to me. 3 of the Patriots' losses have been a possession or less. So that tells you that they're in these games, other than last week, that they're in these games, they just don't win them. Seattle, they would have won if Cam bounces it out. This game, they would have won if he didn't fumble it. Now, you could, woulda, coulda, shoulda, anything, right? But I'm using these as reasons to be like, Cam's not as bad as we think he is. They probably 4-4 or that's 5-2 if Cam doesn't get COVID. So hopefully it gets better. I'm not sure who they play next week, but it's gonna be Murderers Row because they have a first place schedule because it's the Patriots. And then you got that dude from Tampa Bay that's gonna think, oh, that was my team. But when actually he has more talent down in Tampa Bay than they ever had there. So I don't like even to get into those comparisons because it's like apples to oranges. Let's see what happens when both teams get a good roster. So, because I didn't realize that guy in Tampa Bay was playing with what he's playing with. Bill Belichick looks bad. But they play better. I will give them that. They play well against a division opponent. And if Cam doesn't fumble, they win the game. I'm proud of Cam. I just wish Cam would have finished it. That's my only gripe with Cam. I just wish he would have finished it. So let's get to a man that I am disappointed in. Freaking Mr. Lamar Jackson. He threw 2 interceptions and fumbled the ball in the first half, and they lost by 4. That's the game. That's the game right there. If he does not, and they had a touchdown call back because of holding. So if they at least get field goals on both of those interceptions, and they get the touchdown without the holding, they win the game running away. But the inability for Lamar to make big passes down the field is really hurting him right now. My uncle made a good point saying that he's trying to pass the ball, trying to win games while passing. And that's what it looked like because there was a play in the first half where the play he fumbled on, where he stepped up in the pocket and he could have ran, but he decided to pass the ball. So he ended up fumbling it. If I find it, I can show you. But he also threw a great pass down the line to, I don't know who it was to. I can't remember who it was through, but he threw it. It was a little too far off, but the receiver has to make that play. They dropped that. They end up scoring on that drive too. So here is his numbers against the rest of the league and against Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin has called an excellent game playing Lamar. I don't know how Mike Tomlin is doing it, but that's really something to worry about because I really don't want to have to go on the road in the playoffs. I'm playing about it. I would rather have a home playoff game because we're not getting the number 1 seed. If anything, we get the number 2 and the number 3 seed are in play for Baltimore because I don't know if they can beat Pittsburgh, honestly. So I best bet is to face Kansas City in the playoffs because Kansas City is going crazy. So moving on to Kansas City. They played the Jets. Like, I honestly, I can tell you right now that I did not watch the highlights of the game. I just saw the highlights come across the screen as I'm watching throughout the week, throughout the day. And I can just tell you they dominated in every aspect of the game. Just from that, what I've seen, they dominated in almost every aspect of the game. They threw a party. Just like most people thought they were going to throw a party on the Jets. They were 31 Patrick Mahomes was 31 for 42, 416 passing yards, and 5 touchdowns. And it looked like he threw 5 touchdowns. The couple to Tyreek, the little shuttle pass that he threw, like it was just not even close, bro. It was like a varsity team. It was like a D1 varsity team playing against JUCO players. Like it just wasn't fair. It wasn't fair, man. It was not fair at all. It was nasty, bro. It was nasty. So if you're into like high flyers and fireworks and all that type of stuff, go watch the Kansas City highlights. I'm sure you're enjoying Another guy that was willing and dealing was Russell Wilson. The score is a lot closer than the game would have shown. So the final score was 27-37, but the game's pretty much over when they went up 30-7. Like 14 minutes left to go. I'm sure they took their foot off the gas and just let them back in. And Russell Wilson, he didn't go crazy like my homeboy did, but he had himself a game too. 27 for 37, 261 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks. Just play Russell Wilson. That's what he does. He plays like Russell Wilson. There's not even really much to say about that. He made the 49ers look really bad. They couldn't figure it out all night. They got pressure. They got pressure. Just like Pittsburgh was able to get pressure. I don't know if I said this about the Ravens, but just like Pittsburgh was able to get pressure on Lamar and make it hard on him, it didn't work with Russell. It didn't work on Russell. Divisional game, NFC West game. They beat the brakes off them. It wasn't close. The score looks close, but it wasn't close. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Future Keys here in post editing. There's some things I did not mention when I was recording for Seattle. DK Metcalf was a monster. I knew that, and I watched the game, and I was sure of that. He had some great plays, but I didn't get the gravity of the situation until I looked back and saw the numbers, and I was like, wow. So here's his numbers. He was spectacular, and LeBron has coined him Baby Bron. So, that's always good. So I'll let y'all get back to the quarterback series. And so, funny enough, the first game of the weekend will be the last game I'm covering. So we talked about pressure with the other couple games. Teddy Bridgewater just took some nasty, unnecessary hits, man. The cheap shot on the neck was uncalled for. He should have got ejected for what he did to Teddy. Teddy Bridgewater is a gamer. They showed some stat. I wish I had the stat next to me. He's completing 70% of his passes. I had no idea that he was completing that many of his passes. Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback, but he's a rich, what's his name? We covered him. We covered him earlier this year. Tyrod Taylor. Teddy Bridgewater is a rich Tyrod Taylor because he can run. He's accurate. You seeing why Minnesota took him first round. Played decent. I don't have his numbers in front of me. His numbers are right here. They had a chance to win. He was pressing and threw an interception at the end, which led Atlanta to winning the game on the last play. So that's pretty much all I got for y'all. My bad if it felt like I kind of sped through this, but it was a difficult weekend for me because the Ravens lost in bad fashion, Cam lost in bad fashion, and then the other 3 games were kind of ho-hum. Other than the Teddy Bridgewater game, that was Thursday, so I had to wait a couple days. But that's really all I got for y'all. We have a full slate and a whole video next week on Black Quarterback Series. Talk to y'all next Wednesday.
Sports, the college class, the rap.